I'm going to attempt to make carrot cake baked oats. This is what I think I'll need. I haven't done this before. I'm essentially winging it. Right, I've measured out 6, oh there's oat dust floating in the air, how funny. I've measured out 200 grams of oats. I used a measuring cup because I want to try and get the proportions of oats to milk about the same, but basically it was just over 2 cups. So a cup is 250. So I'm going to go with 600 mils of milk, and that way it's going to make it really easy to divide down to get healthy extras, etc. I forgot to do the no egg. So this is sin-free on Slimming World. It's 1 teaspoon of this stuff to 2 tablespoons of water is supposed to like replace 1 egg. So I'm going to use 2. So 2 teaspoons of this to 4 tablespoons of water. I'm never a neat cook, am I? So I'm sorry that my YouTube videos are always a mess, but you know. So this is the no egg, so we'll put that in there as well. Probably not mixed it very well, but hey ho. Then I've grated 3 carrots. 3 was a really arbitrary number, so I don't know if that's enough or not enough. I'll let you know how this recipe turns out and whether it's worth you guys making it for yourself. Well, it seems like a lot. Sod it, I'm throwing it in. Okay, so to recap, we've used 200 grams of oats, 600 mils of soy milk, which is healthy extra B, healthy extra A. I've used 2 eggs worth of no egg, which is free. And I've used 200 grams of carrots. I'm keeping that because I feel like that's more than enough. It may even be too much. So I'll just have that on my salad at lunch. You'll see it featured later. So I'm going to go with half a teaspoon of ground ginger and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. It's slightly over, mine are heaped. So yes, ginger and cinnamon. And I've just remembered I need to use baking powder as well, because that is what I normally use in my savoury baked oats. Okay, baking powder. I'm going to go with a teaspoon. So yes, this is my half teaspoon measure. Because you know the other one's in the dishwasher and I haven't unloaded it yet. It is far too early. Right, let's chuck in some vanilla, which I appear to be running out of. Let's say a splash. 2 splashes. Oh, right, okay, cool. I mean, I don't know, is that a teaspoon? Let's call it a teaspoon. Jesus Christ, I just had to get my calculator out. So, to work out my sultanas, because this is the only sinned thing in here. So, to make this work, because this is basically 4 portions worth, yes, there is now carnage everywhere. This, I'm going to put in 75 grams. Okay, let me just mix those through. Really hope this works after all this effort. Bit of a waste of ingredients if it doesn't. I have mixed this really, really well to make sure that that egg stuff goes through, and the baking powder's already been like popping little bubbles on the top, so that's good. Really hope this works. I'll be very proud of myself. I'm now concerned it's a bit liquidy, but the only way to tell is by cooking it. So I'm going to chuck it in for 30 minutes, let's say. Hey guys, excuse my wet hair. I'll dry it in a sec. Yes, I'm waiting on my oats. I suspect that they're not going to work, so they may be mushy, but we'll see. Either way, I'm stuck with them all week because I've committed now, so whatevs. And I'm having a ginseng matcha green tea by Pucker to start my day, and my litre of water. Hello! So, I've just been doing some maths, and this is my results. Trying to work out my carrot cake baked oats. This definitely needs some tweaking. And do you know what really doesn't help is the fact that I'm using the app at the moment, as you guys see, because I put my app summary at the end of each of these videos, but it doesn't allow you to create a recipe, which is a really, really massive oversight, because I think even the Weight Watchers apps used to let you create recipes. And I've come across this before because it means that you end up actually rounding up quite a lot. So basically, I've worked out If you put it through the app and with the amounts that you need to use, which I've put down the bottom here, it comes out at 4 sins a portion plus healthy extra B. So yeah, I'll pop a photo in now so that you can screenshot it if you want to see my calculations. It's the moment of truth. Ah, okay. Well, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, so the question is, do we cut it now or do we wait for it to cool a little bit? I feel like I just want to do it now. An attempt was made. So I've made it into 10 pieces, and 2 of each of these is obviously 1 portion, but it feels very thin. This definitely was not the right pan for this. Okay, here we go. So this is 4 sins for this little slab of mush. Definitely needs some tweaking for future, and I think I would probably do it in muffins like I do when I do my savoury muffin, savoury oats, but it tastes pretty nice, so, and it smells amazing. So this is going to be breakfast for us of the week. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really look very visually appealing, but oh well, I tried. So that's the other side of it. Yeah, it's actually fine. Like, I just think if I'd done it in the muffin tins, it would have worked a bit better. So I'm a bit disappointed, but that's fine. It's a learning curve. Oh my God, it tastes good. I'm happy with that. It tastes really, really nice. And maybe add some more vanilla. I don't really think it needs to be sweetened if you're using the sultanas, and they add a nice little bit of extra texture. But if you did want to sweeten it, some maple syrup, or obviously some sweetener if you use sweetener. Maple syrup's quite good though. It's only half a sin for a teaspoon, or 2 sins for a tablespoon. You have to watch that. It's one of the round up ones. I'm impressed. I like it. Right, I'm just having my well, I'm having a latte. You guys have seen me make these before, but I love my little what's it called, milk frother. 15 quid off Amazon, and hours of joy. And this one is 3 sins. I have cooked some jacket potatoes. I had 4, so I cooked up all 4 because it's a waste to put the oven on just for 1, and really I should have done them this morning when I put my oats in if I'd have thought about it, but I didn't. So anyway, I've cooked 4 jacket potatoes on a tray because I scrubbed my oven the other day, even if it doesn't look like it. And I will have 1 for lunch, either 1 big one or 2 of the smaller ones, I'm not sure. Anyway, and then I can just microwave the others when I want them during the week, or alternatively could turn them into chips, like by cutting them up, or just whatever. You can just do whatever with them, but the point is now they're cooked, so they're good to go whenever I want them, and I don't have to wait an hour or an hour and a half for jacket potatoes. And of course they're nice and crispy right now. Oh, it doesn't sound very crispy. Anyway, they are. So I'm gonna have some salad. So here is my giant bowl of leaves, and this is baby leaf peppery salad and pea shoot salad. These are from Lidl. And so I'm going to bunch that to the side, and then I've got all these veggies. So I've got some carrots left over from this morning, so we'll just sort of dot those around. I've got a cucumber and 2 colours of tomato. I just went with the big one. So there he is, and as you can see, he's steaming away. So I'll save the other 3 for later in the week. And then to go on top, I've got some leftover lentil bolognese from the other night. So watch my video from Friday if you wanted to see how I made this one. But essentially it's lentils and smoked tofu. There's a tiny, tiny bit of this isn't bacon in there, not enough to sin. And loads of different like flavours and spices. So I wish you could smell, it's so tasty. And finished product. So the only thing with any sins in this is the lentil bolognese. It had 1.5 sins in it. I'm not gonna lie, I've forgotten what for, but again, if you watch Friday's video, or if you wait until the end of this video and look at the summary that I'll show you on my Slimming World planner, then you'll be able to see what the sins were. I've genuinely forgotten, which is kind of annoying. Oh no, there was a M&S smoky tomato paste, which is delicious. That added tons of flavour as well, actually. It's mid-afternoon and I have an inkling for chocolate. So I'm having a hot chocolate. I'm having a Rocky Road flavour. Whittards are really, really good because a lot of their hot chocolate fun flavoured ones are actually suitable for vegans. And on their website, you can actually sort by which ones are suitable for vegans. So I've got Rocky Road salted caramel, peanut butter, and marzipan, and they're all really yummy. They also do a chocolate orange one, I think, that's vegan. So for 20 grams of, and basically any of their hot chocolate powders, it's 4 sins. Now, I've heated up 200 mils of my unsweetened soya milk, and because I used 100 mils in breakfast, I've decided that actually between them, I'll call it my Healthy Extra A, because you can have 400 mils. So actually I've still got 100 mils in the bank if I wanted to use it for something. So yeah, so I took 1.5 sins off of breakfast because I had counted it as sins. And now with this 200 mils, I've had 300 mils out of my 400 mils Healthy Extra A. I hope that's clear. Anyway, so I'm just gonna make my hot chocolate. Yeah. And then I'm also having a little packet of Pom Bears because they are, well, I've got the munchies, but they're 3.5 sins. So this is actually a 7.5 sin snack, but do you know what? I'm totally limiting myself because I'm totally honest, I'm having major, like binge cravings right now. So, yeah, I even had in my head, like someone said about, Jammy Dodgers are now vegan, and it was even in my head to like go and buy a packet of Jammy Dodgers, and then I was like, and send them. But the problem was no, because that's absolutely 100% like a trigger food, and I just know that while I'm feeling like this, I will just eat the whole packet, and then I'll be like, well, I've ruined it now, I'll go and get 2 more, and then I'll have some ice cream, and then I'll have some chocolate, and then I'll cook with 3 tablespoons of oil for dinner. So this, although it seems like a high sin option at 7.5 sins for an afternoon snack, definitely the lesser of 2 evils. And you know what, this is why I like Slimming World, because I can have something, and yeah, okay, it's not fulfilling like binge cravings, but that is something that should be avoided really, because that's not it's not a healthy way to sort of approach food for me. I'm having one of the pink lemonades that I picked up yesterday. I really like the pink one. These are sin-free, only 9 calories for a can, because there's no added sugar, and of course vegan. And then I'm also having the rest of the little chickpeas that I made yesterday. This is like a reusable, instead of cling film, it's like wax material stuff. You can buy them from most health food shops, just be careful that you don't get the ones with beeswax. I don't know what kind of wax this is, but this is the vegan version. I think it's fairly obvious from today's video that I am struggling with the food cravings today. Just a general feeling of not feeling that satisfied. So I'm only on 14 sins, I get 25, but I'm gonna make just a real comfort food dinner, and it's totally Slimming World friendly, but I feel like I need it to try and just fill myself up as much as possible, try and get that satiated feeling, to try and get the bingey feeling away from me. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So to start, we're gonna make pretend cheese. It's not cheese at all, it's tofu, obviously. But that with some nutritional yeast and some seasonings blended up is gonna make a cheese sauce for some pasta. Okay, first things first, silken tofu. So, that had a little more water than they normally do, but that's fine because it's gonna be a sauce. So, oh, it all came out. That never happens. Right, for seasonings, sorry about the lights. It's really dark here, it's only like 6:45. Okay, I've got onion granules, garlic granules, smoked paprika, and black pepper and salt. Okay, first up, some onion. Probably like a teaspoon worth. Then some garlic, same. Smoked paprika. That's all I've got left in there. Don't worry, I have a spare. You'll know that if you watched my pantry tour yesterday. And finally, a little black pepper. Oops, that's quite a lot. It's going to be a bit spicy. And then some Maldon sea salt, which is my favourite. Then some nooch. Sorry, I didn't film it, but I've added 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast to that. And I'm also just going to pop in the tiniest splash of lemon juice. Usually I use fresh lemons, but it's absolutely not worth it for this amount. So now it's time to blend, and we'll see what the texture and the taste is like. This is the first sort of 30-second blend, and then I always just go round. It's very thick. Not necessarily a bad thing, but once I've got it all blended, I'll taste it and then see what to add. Okay, it's really nice. I'm just going to add a touch more lemon juice, just for a little sharpness to cut through it. It's very creamy and delicious. It would seem today is a day of experiments, and this is something else I've never done before. This morning's worked out okay, so I figure this one will. Basically, I've got this big block of tofu. I'm going to brush it with barbecue sauce, put it in couscous, sin-free, for a little crispy coating, and then air fry it. Shocker, I love my air fryer. The barbecue sauce I use is this one. It's 1 tablespoon, and I've put 2 tablespoons in there, and there were 3 tablespoons of nooch in there, so that was 3 sins. So that's low sin-ish. I'm not sure I totally thought this through, because now I've got this tofu with barbecue sauce on the top and the sides. I'm going to have to put it in there and then paint this side. Okay, you know what? It's messy, but it did actually work. So this is a bonus, and I'm trying to be a bit delicate because it does come off, but we are actually coated. So, oh my God, actually looks almost professional. I just thought I'd show you my technique, if you can call it that. So you pick up this, you flip it into the pile. So after each one, you've got to scrape it all into the middle, then paint the top, then go round and just zhuzh up the side, because then it saves you having to fart around with it. And then you flip it very carefully, because it will come off in chunks. So yeah, but that looks pretty good, doesn't it? I'm quite proud of myself. Guys, I feel like a freaking pro. Look at those. I am so chuffed for 2 sins. And yes, do you know what? It did occur to me that using couscous in this way might be classed as a tweak. However, I don't care, because if it stops me going and binging on 12 packets of Jammy Dodgers, then I think a couple of tablespoons of couscous on my tofu, I think there's bigger things to worry about. Well, I feel like that was utter chaos. However, it has culminated in a big fat bowl of comfort food. I'm so excited to eat this. Basically, I've served up 3 of the 5 pieces. I don't know why I did 5, that was stupid, whatever. 3 of the 5 pieces of tofu, half of the mac and cheese alike. And I pan fried these, I forgot to show you, but I just pan fried them in 10 sprays of oil, which is 1 sin. So basically the stuff that's in here is 1.5, 1 and 1, which is 3.5. If I eat the rest, which I'm happy to do, if I need to, then it's a further 1 and 1.5. So in total it would be 6 basically. It's got to be said, excuse the state of me, my God. Got to be said though, I think I've done myself proud with this one. Oh, that would be Netflix starting. It's 7:30 for me having my dinner now. I'll tell you what, I just picked the tofu up and had a bite of it, and wow, it's crunchy, like wow, crunchy. but the barbecue flavour is actually perfect. It doesn't need more than that. And the pasta, oh my God, creamy, a little bit cheesy, just, oh, I'm a happy, happy fat girl. Sorry for the state of me. I don't know why I look so incredibly awful today. Anywho, dinner hit the spot. I had a tiny bit more pasta in the end, so I'm calling it 2/3 of the total amount, which made it 2 sins for the nooch in there. I didn't have any more of the tofu, because it was a lot of food. So I'm calling it, it was 2 sins over the 5 pieces, but I'll call it 1 sin for today and then 1 sin next time I have it, so it evens out. Yeah, so it was 1 sin for that, plus the 2 is 3, and then obviously 1 sin for the 10 sprays of oil I used in the pan to do the vegetables. So 4 sin dinner, and I'm on 18 sins. I get 25, I'm sure I've mentioned this many a time, but I'll keep doing it just to reiterate it. And I'm now just having a big fat mug of my after dinner tea, and also, bear with, some chocolate. I'm using my last 7 sins on this amount of chocolate, which is 7 sins exactly. Isn't that fortuitous? This chocolate, I'm just trying to do it so it doesn't go everywhere. This is the Tesco Zesty Orange Dark Chocolate. It's really, really nice. This is like one of my long-term favourites. And yeah, it's 7 sins for 25 grams. The bar is 100 grams. The bar is split into 10 squares, so 2.5 squares is 25 grams, therefore 7 sins. So yeah, and it's quite a nice amount, like it's a decent amount I think that you get. So, or I feel like it's a decent amount that you get, so I'm more than happy with that. Anyway, the only thing I'm going to have after that will be my cup of, maybe another cup of this tea, but definitely a cup of my nighttime tea, and that's it. So I'm very, very full. I think we'll leave this video there, finishing on exactly 25 sins. I'll put my little summary. I hope that's useful for you guys, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Good night. Thanks for watching.